That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is Commissioner Cooper, and you're waking up with TSS Fantasy.
It's a beautiful morning.
It's time. It's Commissioner Cooper, and it's time for TSS Fantasy. Yeah. It's Commissioner Cooper, and it's time.
How the fuck you got me up this damn early, Jason?
It's time.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You are waking up with TSS Fantasy. It is week 5. We are super excited to have you here. Let's get the introduction started. Welcome into the studio, Justin Jesus Herrera.
Yeah, thank you. Waking up at 8 a.m. is starting to become a lot easier. As you can see behind me, I am not in my man cave with my grandma pictures on the back. I am actually in Charlotte, North Carolina to see the 49ers whoop up on Baker Mayfield and Christian McCaffrey tonight. I'm pumped up. I'm pumped up for TSS Fantasy, and I know that you guys out there in the crowd are pumped up because you want to go on TSSFantasy.com right now and check out those rankings, update your lineups with our rankings because, you know, like Commissioner says, we do it right, man. We do you guys right. So go online, update your rosters with our rankings, check out our gear. Our merchandise is fire, my man. Look at that emblem right there. TSS Fantasy. That is slick as all hell. Maybe we'll get some jerseys for you guys next time. Maybe we'll get the connect for some jerseys. But, I'm stoked for today. I'm beyond stoked, guys. I can't even hide it. My smile is just, woo!
Mike checking in early, too, giving a shout-out to Niner Nation. And talking about two guys that it's not getting easier to wake up early at 8 a.m., let's welcome into the studio Fred the Jester Reyes, who's decked out in his green and white today.
America's team, the New York Jets.
That's not a thing.
Listen. I am excited. We have some great football today. I'm back home. Get to watch it comfortably. Starting with the Giants, Packers. Let's go. I am ready.
All right. Well, I'm ready too. As you can see, it's a special Sunday for me because I know it's an easy W for sure. Let's also welcome to the studio Greg OJ, the Juice is Loose Mayor.
First, I want to address Mike. Yeah, I'm very looking 1-3-ish right now because I had a 4-year-old party last night with about 15 kids in my house, and I had to drink to keep myself maintained because all around my house. So I'm feeling the effects of it. I don't care. Season ain't over yet, but guess what, Freddie? Guess what's happening today, Freddie? Jets. You're going to have some nice flambéed dolphin meat on the menu.
You're going to be 1-4-ish after today, and the Jets will also be. So we're taking 2 L's today for sure. All right. Yeah. Again, as Justin alluded to, go to TSSFantasy.com. All of our rankings there. Shop and compare, as I always say. If you're watching us on Belly Up TV or the Fantasy Football Network, just take some time, go to our YouTube page, hit the subscribe button. We're giving away a CJ2K football here at the end of the month, so just make sure you check that out. Also, if you have any questions in regards to today's lineups, get them in. We got somebody in right now, Robert Perez. We'll get to you in a second, my friend. So if you got questions, send them in. We're here to answer them this hour. That's what we're here for. You get up, wake up with us. That's the whole point of it. Also, don't forget, go to Underdog Fantasy as well. They have all these great daily contests. Use the promo code TSS. We'll double that deposit up to $100. Crazy enough. We do that because we are the fantasy show of the people. Let's get things started.
Yeah, the people.
Let's get things started today. We got the weather.
I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright sunshiny day.
isn't just snow. This is flurries. It's coming down, and it clearly affected Matthew Stafford.
It's going to be a bright, sunshiny day in New York, too, believe it or not. All right, let's get it started. We're talking about the London game. Comes on right after us. What a great way to wake up. Start with us.
Wow.
We're going to get football right after New York going to London to face the Packers. 62 degrees over there today. It's partly cloudy. Winds 12 miles an hour. Nothing huge. I think really, I mean, it's a little concerning, but nothing really, I think, to worry about. So it should be good weather there today. And as a matter of fact, it's a lot of good weather throughout the NFL today. Talking about games that don't matter because they're in domes. Chicago at Minnesota, Seahawks at New Orleans, Dallas at Rams, and Eagles at Arizona. If you have kickers, obviously, Jake Elliott, by the way, is out today. Other than that, though, any other kicker in these matchups are good plays. Obviously, indoors is very good. Pittsburgh at Buffalo, 53 degrees, partly cloudy, 17-mile-an-hour winds. So that is something to be concerned of with the kickers. So just something to take note of. The Chargers, I'm about to say the Clippers. The Chargers at the Browns, 65 degrees in clear skies, 15-mile-an-hour winds. So again, winds are picking up a little bit depending on where they're blowing. Could be a concern. Detroit at New England, 59 degrees. It's clear. Winds are only 11 miles an hour. Good to go there. Miami at the New York Jets, 61 degrees and clear skies, 12-mile-an-hour winds. No excuses, nothing to bring up. I don't want to hear nothing. Quit your whining. With our backup QB, still going to take that ass. All right, Falcons at the Bucks, 83 degrees. 83 degrees, clear, 9-mile-an-hour winds. It definitely is early. Titans at the Commanders, 61 degrees, clear skies, 9-mile-an-hour winds. Texans at Jags, same that good Florida weather, 78 degrees, clear, 6-mile-an-hour winds. San Francisco at Carolina, clear sky, 69 degrees, winds only 3 miles an hour, bro. You can't beat that today.
Beautiful weather.
Bengals at the Ravens, 57 degrees, clear skies, 3-mile-an-hour winds as well. Raiders at Chiefs, that's Monday night, 72 degrees, clear, 4-mile-an-hour winds. So again, nice weather today. A few, games that have some wind concerns, but again, that's pretty much for the kickers, I think, pretty much. All right, let's go to things that are a little more concerning, like injuries. I know Brian's on location too today, so let's hit up Brian with our injury report. Welcome in on location as well, Brian Scott from the injured list. Welcome to the studio, sir.
Hey guys, can you hear me okay?
We can hear you just fine. Appreciate you coming in.
Yeah, live from Hilton Head, South Carolina. No pro sports down here, unfortunately. But
wow, Justin's in North Carolina, or I don't know. Is that Charlotte? I think is North Carolina. So you guys are
North Carolina.
You guys are Carolina's finest today. So appreciate you guys coming in. Brian, give us the latest on the injury list today.
Well, where do I start? I think might be the best question because it's a long list and a lot of guys out, unfortunately. To quickly run through those guys, a lot of them we know. Tua, obviously with a concussion, out. Devastating news coming out of the Broncos camp. Javonte Williams going to be out for at least a year. My guess is maybe even longer. He's got a pretty significant ACL and what we call a posterior lateral corner injury. It's going to kind of delay his rehab a little bit, so don't expect him back anytime soon. Jonathan Taylor obviously sat out this past Thursday night game with the ankle sprain. We'll see how he fares in practice leading up to next weekend's game. Jamison Crowder went down with the ankle fracture. He's going to be on IR for at least 4 weeks, potentially even longer, and not sure if he has surgery, it could extend that stay. Who else, man? Jameis Winston's going to be out. Michael Thomas is going to be out for the Saints. Kamara should play with the rib injury. Played through it last week. It sounds like he's a good full go. Wow. DJ Chark for the Lions out. Ankle sprain. Lions, too, are all banged up. Josh Reynolds is questionable. Limited in practice this week, but has a good chance of playing given all the other injuries they have. Dawson Knox, tight end for the Bills, is out with a couple of different ailments, back, hip issues. DeAndre Swift is going to be out for the Lions. I'm thinking they're going to hold him out until after their bye week, unfortunately, which is next week. That sounded like that might have been the plan all along. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the Lions ankle sprain, he's questionable, but he's probably going to be a true game time decision. It sounds like they're willing to suit him up even if he's playing slightly injured. Didn't sound like it was a bad sprain. He played through it last week, or 2 weeks ago, but they held him out last week. David Montgomery is a guy I've been getting a lot of questions about. Limited in practice Friday. He could be a true game time decision. He missed last week and didn't practice earlier in the week. He's dealing with an ankle sprain as well. Giants are not going to be with Wan'Dale Robinson or Kadarius Toney or Kenny Golladay today in London. Also, Tyrod Taylor is out with a concussion, so they don't have their backup is going to be Davis Webb. Keenan Allen is out with a hamstring injury again, and he tried to come back last week on Friday to practice. It had to end up stopping that, so he's likely not going to play again this week. Mac Jones was limited, but there's been talk about him playing with a high ankle sprain. I think it's pretty questionable. He was limited in practice, but there's still talk that and hope that he might be actually playing today, although I wouldn't bank on it. No matter how good he feels or thinks he feels, a high ankle sprain is nothing to mess around with. Those take a while to heal. Hunter Renfrow is actually back from concussion. Julio Jones is questionable, but is expected to play. He's dealing with some type of knee/hamstring issue. Dak Prescott's still out. He can't grip a ball just yet, so I don't think he'll be back this time. CeeDee Lamb is also questionable. He was limited in practice on Friday, but is expected to play. Dealing with some type of groin injury that had an MRI, didn't show any major damage, so he should be suiting up. Rashad Bateman is out with some type of foot sprain. Not sure the type of sprain or the severity, but he was originally slated as day-to-day. But I haven't seen any issues or stories about him having additional testing, so not sure what's going on with him. Something to keep an eye on heading into next week. Falcons lost Cordarrelle Patterson. He's on IR. Sounds like he might have had some type of arthroscopic knee surgery, so he's going to need some time to rehab from that. Traylon Burks out with turf toe injury. This could be a trip to the IR, depending on how significant it is. But they're saying that he doesn't need surgery, but apparently was on crutches earlier in the week, which is concerning. So this could be a several-week thing, if not IR. So
he was placed on the IR already.
He was, okay. So that's what I thought was going to happen. Jahan Dotson, Commanders, he's out with a hamstring injury. They're saying it's pretty mild. He's going to miss at least a week or two, though. Zay Jones was a guy I was getting a lot of questions about earlier, dealing with an ankle sprain. He's supposed to ramp up practice this week and then should be ready and available Sunday. Everyone's freaking out down there in the Miami coop about Tyreek Hill, but he should be playing. He's a vet. I think they were just giving him some time to rest. Deontay Johnson, Pittsburgh, he was limited in practice, but is expected to play this weekend. It's a hip injury that he injured or aggravated from week 4. Sounds like he's going to play through it. And Nyheim Hines got rocked this past Thursday. Nasty-looking concussion. I wouldn't expect him back anytime soon after that one. I think I ran through just about everybody. I don't know if I left out anybody, but
is it too early to say Nyheim Hines did a Tua on Thursday night? I mean, that was kind of crazy. I know it might be a little early to say that, but wow, like that's crazy that this happened like right after the Tua injury, and all of a sudden Nyheim Hines, the same exact look, not obviously with the fingers, but the get up from the first hit in Buffalo, the get up and then he falls over, and now you knew he was going to be shut down as soon as that happened.
It's a stark contrast to Cameron Brate, who they've been also causing a lot of controversy over. Although looking at his injury, concussions can take many different forms. He didn't look so bad. He actually got up, ran off the field under his own power, and only after being assessed on the sideline did they realize that he had a concussion. So concussions take many different forms. Symptoms are very variable. You don't always have to get hit in the head. You don't always have that gross motor instability. But, I feel like both situations were handled appropriately. And there's still a lot more information to come out from this Tua thing. The NFL is saying that things were handled fine. The NFLPA is not convinced. There's going to be a lot more to this, and there will be some changes coming to the protocol soon. Roger Goodell said that they're definitely looking at least a couple of changes, but the NFL and the NFLPA are still not on the same page yet, so it could be a little while before we see that happen.
Yeah, I think Richard Sherman put it best in layman's terms when he was talking about it, and basically was like, well, if that was the best effort, watching this guy come out and get hurt, I hate to see what I forget exactly the term he used, but he put it in layman's terms for everyone to be like, hey, listen, this was something wasn't right either way. Tua should not have been let back in the game. So whatever it is, cut all the red tape out. We need to improve the situation, which I do agree with. All right. Does anyone else have any other questionable guys they want to ask Brian about before we head out?
Well, Brian, what about the other wide receiver in Miami, Waddle, with the groin injury? I'm pretty sure Cooper wants to know about that.
Yeah, so it sounds like he's going to be good to go. Limited practice during the week, but didn't sound like it was anything serious. I think he should be playing just fine.
Let's see. When it comes to Miami and groins, I'm never worried, Greg. Let's give a shout out to Mike. He wanted to shout out the Dolphins for improving the NFL concussion protocol unintentionally. Good job, Mike. All right, so we appreciate you, Mr. Brian. We will see you next Sunday. Let everyone know where they can follow and get all your great stuff during the week.
Yeah, usually I'm more active on Twitter, at host Brian Scott. I usually try to do updates throughout the weeks on some injury news as it comes out. And you can find me on Instagram and Facebook at the Injured List Podcast, my website, theinjuredlist.com. And you'll see me on some other Belly Up programs throughout the week as well.
All right, awesome, Brian. Well, appreciate you being in. When Brian heads out, now it's time for Jay's plugs of the week, although I'm not sure. We got to keep record of Jay's plugs. I think he might be 0 for 18 at this point. But let's check out what his plug is this week. Brian, we appreciate you, my friend. We'll see you next week.
My pleasure. Take care, guys.
What is good, ladies and gentlemen? I'm on that machine. I don't give a shit. I don't care if I'm on the phone. Get your shit and walk away from this. I'll be right back. God damn it. You better stop! Anyway, excuse me. What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Jay the Plug here to you with my plugs of the week. Tyler Algier. I know they're up against Tampa Bay, and a lot of people are afraid of Tampa Bay's defense, but Algier is going to get touches. Cordell Patterson is out for at least 4 games. Plugging Algiers, feel confident. Another one, George Pickens, yet again playing a tough defense with the Buffalo Bills. But with Pickett starting, he's going to get his targets. So plug those guys in, feel confident. Let's go. Get off my machine, asshole.
Catch me outside. How about that?
All right, Jay's plugs of the week. Make sure you plug them in to your own dismay.
So, all right. So since he's 0-16, that means play the opposite.
Yes.
Plug it in with confidence. All right, let's get to the mailbag.
You've got mail.
All right, let's go to the comments section first. We already got some. Mike says, Jay's who's not to start.
Mike is up early with him today.
To ching already. All right, Robert Perez.
Just join us on the
show. Yeah, why
did
you come on the show?
If you're up, Mike, get your ass on the show. You ain't doing nothing else. Although I do like you in the comment section too. Yeah. All right, let's talk about Robert Perez. He chimed in earlier. I don't know if you're still watching. I hope so, but he would like to know who would we start over Romeo. We start Romeo Dobbs over DK Metcalf, Devonta Smith, James Robinson at the flex, full PPR. So we'll just kick it around real quick. Justin, who you liking there? That one?
I mean, I like your lineup as it is, but if you have to make me choose one, I think that, and I think this might be something that's a very unpopular opinion here, but I think DK Metcalf is going in for quite a challenge this week against Marshawn Lattimore. I think it might be the safest to put him in there because I think that the winner there is going to be Lockett. But, I mean, like I said, just plug in your lineup. You might be just good, man.
Yeah, I think he's wanting to know out of these guys which one he wants to put the flex, pretty much. But Greg, you got somebody else other than Romeo Dobbs, I guess, than to put his flex.
No, I like Romeo Dobbs, man. He's becoming that receiver that Aaron Rodgers is looking for, man. He's the go-to right now. So I like Romeo Dobbs over Metcalf and Devontae right now.
Yeah, Fred, you got anything different?
No, I would stick with him.
I disagree. I'm going James Robinson against Houston. I like that matchup, and I think he's going to eat today. Yes, of course. I got to disagree. Got to give the other side of things. All right, let's go to the first question. Justin, we'll bring it up to you. It's from Baskin Dobbins. He'd like to know Derek Carr at KC or Kirk Cousins versus Chicago.
Ew.
You know what? This one's a difficult one because I never liked Derek Carr at KC. He always seems to throw like a dud game there. For some reason, he's just the worst at Arrowhead. I'm going to go with Kirk Cousins at Chicago. I know it might be the safest pick here, and you might only get like 18 to 20 points, but Derek Carr can really throw a dud in Arrowhead. For some reason, he just cannot handle the noise that goes on in that stadium.
Mike wanted to let you guys know that he loves trolling, by the way, so he likes being here, and he also agrees with the commish, James. All right, let's go to the next question. This one's to Greg. It's from Ketchup and Mozart. He'd like to know Kyler Murray versus Philly or Trevor Lawrence at Houston.
The names are ready this morning.
I love it.
But I like Trevor Lawrence, man. He's coming along. I really do. And that Philly defense is tough. Kyler Murray's been coming back with some late, game, heroics at the end of the games. But I'm really liking the way Trevor Lawrence is coming along. And against that Houston defense, I'm going to go with Trevor Lawrence.
All right, like that one. Fred, this one's for you. I'm Romophobic. It's Jared Goff at New England or Matt Stafford versus Dallas.
I'm gonna go with Matt Stafford versus Dallas. I think it's gonna be a good game. I think they're gonna throw the ball a lot. New England still got a decent defense, so that's why I'm not going with Jared Goff. So I'm going with Stafford with Dallas.
All right, Justin. Next one's for you. You got knocked the F out. It's Cam Akers versus Dallas or Antonio Gibson versus Tennessee.
Oh, it's Antonio Gibson versus Tennessee. Cam Akers, well, they're kind of in the same situation, right? A committee backfield at this point. But Gibson is the better one as far as the defense goes. Tennessee's defense is a little bit weaker. Dallas defense has been so formidable that they've beaten teams that you never thought they were going to beat, and they're still 3-1 at this point. So I'm going to go with Antonio Gibson against Tennessee. His last chance to make an imprint on this offense, and I think he does.
Yeah, today is the day for sure. All right, this is a live one from George picking my nose. We'll go to Greg for this. Elliott or Pollard today? Like, which one you like better? Which Dallas guy you like better today?
I'm gonna go with Zeke because I heard coming out of Dallas that Pollard was dealing with some kind of illness and they had him staying away from the team for a couple of days. But Zeke's been doing his thing, man. I mean, Pollard's been having the more explosive plays and stuff like that. But I think with Pollard dealing with the illness, I'm gonna go with Zeke this week. You should like that, Jason.
I do actually. Fred, let's go to you for this one. It's from Pits and Giggles. PPR, he needs 2. Christian McCaffrey at San Francisco, Alvin Kamara versus Seattle, or Josh Jacobs at KC. He needs 2 of those 3.
I don't like Jacobs, so I'm going to go Kamara with Seattle because he's all they have right now. He's going to do everything. And I'm going to take McCaffrey at San Francisco. It's a home game. San Francisco flew across the country. Usually West Coast teams don't do well when they do that. I don't think they're going to really run the ball too much against KC. So I'm going with McCaffrey and Kamara.
I like Josh Jacobs this week. But, man, it's tough to sit Christian McCaffrey, even though that's a tough matchup for sure. Mikey Bets, he's waiting in the wings. He wanted to know, well, I guess we'll answer in a second, on a scale of 1 to 10, how cute am I? No cheating, I guess, so we can't look just yet. I'm going to give him a 6. We'll give him a 6 to start. All right, this one's back to Justin here. Eat, drink, and be Murray. Jeff Wilson Jr. at Carolina or J.K. Dobbins versus Cincinnati?
We go J.K. Dobbins at Cincinnati. I think that's a much play matchup right there. Cincinnati's got a weaker run defense than it does pass defense. And Carolina, all jokes aside, Baker Mayfield is the joke here, obviously. Carolina's defense is really damn good. And so it's going to be hard to push the ball. It's going to be a very defensive, low-scoring struggle type of game, but I think that the better defense will win. So I'm going to go with J.K. Dobbins with Cincinnati in a must-play matchup.
All right, this next one's for Greg. Yippee-ki-yay, Justin Tucker. He needs two of these. Robert Woods at Washington, Amari Cooper versus the Chargers, and Tyler Boyd at Baltimore.
Ooh. Bro, these are your wide receivers right now. You might be as bad as me at 1-3. I don't like Robert Woods. I would go with Cooper and Boyd. Cooper is boomer bust, right? He's playing the Chargers. Chargers defense has not been playing well. They have not looked secure in that secondary. We're spending all that money on J.C. Jackson. And I like Tyler Boyd against Baltimore. Baltimore's secondary is trash. So Cooper and Boyd will be the good pitcher.
All right, from the lame name of the day, no offense, Rob. Rob's always in our Twitter DMs, and he's always asking, so I just want to bring him up here. Big shout out to Rob. We appreciate you. Alan Lazard versus the Giants, or DJ Moore versus the Niners, or Gabe Davis versus Pittsburgh. He needs one. Fred, what do you say?
Going Gabe Davis, man. Yeah, Josh Allen likes the guy. Pittsburgh's not very strong. Yeah, definitely 100% going with Gabe Davis. I think he's going to have a big day today.
Yeah, I like that a lot. All right. Yeah, of course you do. Especially like that. All right, Justin, what say you on this one? Cardinals against humanity. It looks like it's a PPR situation. Got Kareem Hunt versus the Chargers, Adam Thielen versus Cleveland, and Travis Etienne versus Houston. Which say you? One of those.
Ooh. You know what? I think it's a Kareem Hunt game. You know, you can't get me to take Travis Etienne until he fully breaks out at this point. He's just been spotty as all hell. Kareem Hunt, though, against the Chargers, commish, you talk about it all the time. They spent a lot of money on that defense, and they haven't gotten a lick better. So I think that you push Kareem Hunt in this offense. I think him and Chubb will eat today against the Chargers.
All right, interesting. Look at this one, a live one. I don't know what's going on with Tony Romo references today, but this one's for Greg. No homo Romo. Would you play Mike Williams or Hollywood Brown today?
I'm going with Mike Williams. Hollywood has a tough matchup this week in the secondary, so I like Mike Williams. I like the Chargers offense, even though their defense is but Mike Williams and the Justin Herbert connection will work.
Yeah, plus with Keenan Allen hurt, I mean, just more targets for him. Josh Palmer's dealing with some injury stuff too, so definitely some concerns there. All right, next one for Fred. Hurts so good, needs two of these. Devonta Smith at Arizona, Brandon Cooks at Jacksonville, or Curtis Samuel versus Tennessee.
Let's see. Let me look at my little notes who I started today. All right. So I'm going with Brandon Cooks at Jacksonville. He's the number one receiver, so Jacksonville's not that good. Now, the other two I was a little bit suspect with, but I went with Smith at Arizona. I think they're going to throw the ball a lot back and forth with Arizona. Of course, Jalen Hurts is going to do really well, so I don't like Curtis Samuel versus Tennessee at all. I think Tennessee is actually on the upswing, and so is their defense.
All right, like that. Let's go to Justin for this next one. Dak Street's back, all right. Robert Tonyan at New York Giants, or Irv Smith Jr. versus the Bears.
The name game is just on fire right now. I'm going to go with Irv Smith Jr. against the Bears. I mean, this is just literally flip a coin. Who cares? Either one of these guys, they could get you 5 points, 3 points, negative points, or 20 points. So I'm going to go Irv Smith Jr. against the Bears. It's a little better matchup, and I think that they might be looking at this game as let's get everybody involved and get everybody back on, point with this one. So I'm going to go with Irv Smith Jr.
Greg, this one's for you. This is from Munda Cheese. He wants to know Jamal Williams or Chris Olave.
Well, I like Jamal Williams a lot, man. He's been tearing it up since Swift's been out. Actually, I was looking at him. I think he's ranked like either 4th or 5th in fantasy. Jamal Williams right now is running back. So I'm gonna ride with Jamal Williams.
This next one, I gotta go to Justin on this because I can't go to Fred. I know it's his turn, but this is from his boy Mike, so I can't give it to him. Let's go to Justin. Who would you start here? This is a standard league, so would you go Pollard or Chase Edmonds today?
So I thought I was hearing that Pollard wasn't even going to be out there today. Like he might be injured today, or
yeah, that's what
limited,
Greg
right?
was just saying. Now
So
I
he's
don't
dealing
know.
with illness.
So if that's true, then it's a simple one, Edmonds, right? I like Pollard. I liked Pollard at the beginning of the week in this one, but if he is likely out, then it's easy, right? It's Edmonds. So I would just stick Edmonds in just because you don't know the situation.
All right, let's get these wrapped up because we got Mikey Bets in the wing. We'll go to Greg on this one. Dude looks like a Brady. Either Tyler Conklin versus Miami or Dalton Schultz at the Rams.
Amazing.
At this point, tight ends is like if you don't have like Andrews or Kelsey, you're like Justin said, you're flipping the coin. So I like Conklin because whoever's quarterbacking for the Jets, they're looking for him. Schultz, he hasn't shown up so far this season, so I'm gonna go with Conklin. Jason would, of course, like that as well.
I do. I love the analysis today. Mike said, by the way, Tony Pollard is playing. He wanted to confirm that, so I believe the fellas are in on Pollard if he does go today.
Yeah, play Pollard.
Play Pollard, Mike. Go ahead, play Pollard.
Let's go. Let's go to Fred on this one. I hate Russell Sprouts. Eagles at Arizona or Vikings versus Chicago. Whew.
What am I picking?
The defense, probably, I guess. I would assume.
Right.
Yeah, okay. So am I picking the Vikings? Yeah, I'm going to pick the Vikings then because Chicago's not that good. Justin Fields can't throw the ball at all. Just stack the box. So I'm going to go with the Vikings.
Mike gives a thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
All right, we got Mikey.
That's a long thumb.
I gotta say one thing. Look, I kept it all week. Justin, give you your due. When we did the Trevor Lawrence or Geno Smith, man, Geno Smith did it last week. Boy, he made me look really bad with that Trevor Lawrence pick.
Yes, indeed. I'm sure he won't be the only one to make you look bad all year. All right, let's bring in Mikey Bets. Mikey Bets is here to get you paid. Welcome into the studio, Mikey.
Thank you. What's up? What's going on, guys?
I was hoping to see you in the car.
I know you were. I know you were hoping it.
with the Dunkin' Donuts. Come on.
Yeah,
come
on.
He's locked and ready to go. He's already been there and back already. So
exactly.
Let's talk about your hot streak on TSS Fantasy. Last week, I got the banner up. My bad, you can't even see it. So last week on the show, let me get this off so everyone can see how well you did. I gotta scroll down and find it. Last week, thanks. 15-6, and you were 6-2 on your prop bets. So good job with that, my friend. Really bringing the thunder to TSS, and so far in the year. 58-24.
Love to see it.
Get the people paid today. What are one of our good bets today?
Well, I can't answer until you guys answer my question that I asked in the group. So on a scale of 1 to 10.
I gave you a 6. I wasn't cheating. So
that's garbage. All right. I
didn't see you yet. So
I have way too many plays today. So I hope you guys just sit down and tune in. And I'm not even gonna explain it because explaining wastes time. So I'm just gonna drop them all. All right. Justin Jefferson over 83.5 receiving yards against my Bears. Mooney over 47.5 receiving yards against the Vikings. Justin Fields, I hate this play, over 162.5 passing yards. I cannot believe it's so low. I don't know if I'm more mad that it's that low or if I'm more mad that I'm scared to take it. So I put 1 unit on that. 2 units on Trevor Lawrence over 248.5 passing yards. 1 unit on Trevor Lawrence over 1.5 passing touchdowns. 1 unit on Tannehill over 192.5 passing yards. 1 unit on Chargers 2 units on Chargers money line minus 136. Spready Bridgewater over 1.5 touchdowns. 1 unit. 1 unit on CeeDee Lamb over 64.5 receiving yards. 1 unit on Gesicki over 20.5 receiving yards. Going back to that Bears Vikings game, Justin Jefferson over 5+ receptions, 1 unit. Ramondre Stevenson over 55.5 rushing yards. Joe Mixon over 60.5 rushing yards. Kamara over 26.5 receiving yards. Mike Evans over 60.5 receiving yards. Kamara anytime touchdown scorer. Kamara over 3.5 receptions. Gabriel Davis over 48.5 receiving yards.
So there is a quick question. Well, first we got a lineup question, but I'll get to you, Alan. Get to you in 1 second. First, there was a question. Google Me Baby wants to know what the hell is a unit.
So a unit is let's say that's your standard bet. So let's say 1 unit is $25, right? So your average bet is $25 a wager, $25 a bet. So you're going to bet 25. Or if I say you 1 unit, do whatever you want, but I'm betting 1 unit on Justin Jefferson. That means I'm going to bet per se $25 on Justin Jefferson. Now, if I say 2 units, that's $50, 3 units, $75, 4 units, $100. That's a great question. Not a lot of people know, and that's a great question. So
thank you, Google Me Baby. I didn't know either. I was pretending to laugh like I knew already. All right, let's go to the lineup question real quick. I'll just kick it around everybody real quick. It's from Alan Maynard. He'd like to know, what do we think of Zeke or Algier in a half PPR today? I have to say, I'll go Zeke with this. I don't like the matchup versus the Bucs, quite frankly. What do you say, Justin?
I'll go with Algier in this one. I don't like Zeke versus the Rams. The Rams defense is really good against the rush. I mean, if you take away that 32-yard run, he only got 42 yards on 17 carries last week. That's Jeff Wilson, of course. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Algier because he's just going to be getting the majority of the touches.
Greg, which one do you like?
I like Zeke. I'm going to go with Zeke, man. Algier's matchup is tough, but Zeke's has a tough matchup, but I'd rather go with the proven vet. So I'm going to go with Zeke.
Fred, you got anything different? What do you like? Can't hear you on mute.
You're muted, sir. Muted.
I'll go with Algier. I agree with Justin. The Rams defense is pretty stout.
Mikey, what say you, sir?
Oh man, I'm going with Zeke, just because I like Zeke. There you go. And Greg said Zeke. So.
And before we get, let's go to Justin on this one, the last one before we get down. And by the way, Google Me Baby is excited because they have 3 units. So
let's go. Put them all on half units. Fuck it.
Ready to go. Adam would like to know full PPR, Lazard, DJ Moore, or Devin Duvernay today. Justin, I'll go to you on that one.
Well, shit. You're not going DJ Moore because he's not going to have anything today. Lazard or Duvernay, tough decision there. Roger's been going to Romeo Dobbs a lot. I don't know if that's going to change at all. And Duvernay's got no Bateman. So, you know what? Process of elimination, I'm going to go with Duvernay in this one. I think that he at least gets a touchdown in this game.
Yeah, I agree. I like, again, they're going to have to throw to keep up with the Bengals today. They're going to be throwing all over them. Alan, thank you, sir, for the question. We do appreciate you. All right, let's get on. Let's got to go to our pick segment. Let's see what's up with our picks this week.
You got to ask yourself a question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
Well, let's see which punk was ready last week as I scroll the hell up here. Last week, let's see. All right, Fred and Nick. Fred was on a cruise all week, and he was chilling. 12-4 last week. Good job. 11-5, Justin. 9-7. I leading up the bottom there at 8-8. So right now, look who's at the top. Nick, who don't even wake his ass up. Like I said, this is why he doesn't wake up on Sunday. So that's why he's leading in the picks. That makes sense, right? All right, let's start with the London game. Comes on here in a little bit. Giants versus Packers. Packers lead the series 34-26-2. Last time they played, Packers won 31-13. They've won 3 in a row. Packers are favored by 8. The over-under is 41. Justin, who you like?
This would be a nice miracle story if the Giants pulled it off with all their problems going on. But that ain't going to happen. We all know that. The Giants are the Giants. Go Pack, go in this game. Packers going to win.
Greg?
I agree. Packers all day. I like that Rodgers to Dobbs connection and Aaron Jones, baby. Big game today. I need it.
Fred, what say you?
I say my paper is on the boat.
You're gonna have to go raw today.
All right,
Wow.
all right. If I remember correctly, because I know Jay put me on the spot over here, I think I picked the Packers.
You did. Yep. Good job.
Yeah.
Great analysis.
Now you don't
This
keep
guy
it on
is
your
fire.
phone, Fred.
Mikey, what say you, sir?
Yeah, you got to put that on your phone, Fred.
I'm using my phone. I broke my computer.
Oh, you're screwed either way. I'm going to take the Packers -8 here. I love the Packers. Wait, no, I don't. I hate the Packers. Don't ever clip that. I hate the Packers. I like the Packers play here.
Jason, this is recorded, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna loop it too. I love the Packers. I love the
Hey,
Packers.
Mikey, can we get a go pack go from you?
No. Absolutely not.
Gonna blast that out on Twitter next
Also,
week.
real quick, add it to my card over 46.5 receiving yards for Lazard.
Okay, got it. Mark it down. All right, next one: Falcons at Bucks. The Bucks are favored by 9.5. The over/under is 47. The Bucks lead this series 29-28. I found that interesting. They've won 4 in a row, 2 sweeps in a row actually. So last year 30-17 and 48-25. Obviously, pretty much. I don't know how much analysis we need on this. I like the Bucks big for sure. Greg, what do you say about this matchup?
Bucks, Evans, Godwin, Fournette, Brady. Bucks.
Mike said you walk around with a notepad with the number 2 pencil.
Right between the ears, baby.
Fred, who do you like in this matchup? Do you remember?
Yeah, I like the Bucks. I think this is when they start their little streak of like 5 games in a row.
It's not even. I mean, they're 3-1. I mean, like I said earlier, man, we were all talking about Tom Brady struggling, and they won 2 in a row. I mean, that's pretty dangerous, I'd say. Mikey, what say you? Who you like?
Divorce game, however many years Giselle and Tom were together, that's how many points they're winning by. So Brady is going to win -9.5. Let's go.
However many millions is exchanged in the divorce.
Exactly.
Tell you. Justin, what say you, sir?
I'll tell you what. You want to hear a more impressive stat? Tom Brady has never lost to the Falcons. That is 10-0 against the Falcons. Yeah, it's 11-0 this week.
Yeah, that's easy speezy. I think we're all liking the Bucks. Fire up the cannons for sure this week. All right, next one, we got Chicago at Minnesota in Mikey's favorite game of the day. Vikings do lead this series 63-57-2. Vikings did sweep them last year 31-17 and 17-9. Vikings are favored by 7.5, and the over-under is 44. Fred, do you remember who you like? It's the home team. It's the home team.
Yeah, I remember. Definitely Minnesota. I just don't like Chicago's offense. I was messing around. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, sure you were. Sure you were. All right, Mikey, who you like?
Yeah, skip me. You guys go. I'll go last here. I don't want to go.
Fred, Justin, who you like?
Yeah, it's Skull Nation over there. Vikings all the way. Mikey, I gotta ask you, what the hell is wrong with your coaching staff? Can you guys ever get a coaching staff that knows how to use your players?
You know,
Jesus Christ.
A coaching staff, a quarterback, that's just the 2 things that do not come in Chicago. Everything else we're pretty gravy at, but the 2 things that matter just can't seem to put our finger on it.
If you guys coach the quarterback like you coach the defense, you'd be great.
Yeah,
for sure.
We stink. We're so bad.
Greg, do you think there's a fighting chance for the Bears today?
No. Minnesota.
All right, Mikey, you calling your shot today or what?
Yep, Bears money line, baby, plus 235. Let's hammer it. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Bears plus 7.5, though, I will take because these teams are pretty average and even when you look at the stats, break down half and half. You could see that the sack rate is the same, the rushing rate, the defense is the same. Just the fact of Justin's got to get it going. Last year, Justin had his best game, which was against the Vikings. So I'm going to go ahead and just hope for the best. Plus 7.5 for the Bears. I do think the Vikings are going to win, though.
Yeah, so just so we're clear, his best game against the Vikings was either the 17 points he put up or the 9. So I just wanted to point that out.
The
All
17.
Right. Next game, Lions at the Patriots. The Patriots lead the series 7-5. The last time they played was in 2018, and the Lions won 26-10. The Patriots are favored by 3.5, and the over-under is 45.5. I don't know did I read that right? They're favored? That didn't even make any sense. Mikey, who you like in the matchup?
Well, they're favored for a reason, so I'm going to go ahead. Vegas doesn't give out free winners ever. I'm going to go ahead and take the Patriots, -3 here. Detroit has the worst defense in the league. When you're going and they have I think they allow 5.2 yards per carry. So when you're going up against the best run blocking quarterback or run blocking coach in the NFL ever, you're going to go ahead and want to. That's why I took Stevenson over 55.5 rushing yards. I think they're going to run the ball over Detroit. They do have one of the best offenses, Detroit, but that's because they're always playing catch up. So let's go ahead and take Patriots -3.
Justin, what say you?
Yeah, I was going to say, so they might have the worst defense, but they have the highest scoring offense, period. And for you to be 1-3 and have the highest scoring offense, that's pretty goddamn impressive.
Makes you think.
So I'm going to go with the Lions this week, actually. I think the Lions they're getting better every single week, regardless of the win-loss. And the Patriots, I mean, they're kind of stale at this point. You know, they have a good run game, but the quarterback is out. The Lions are getting their best wide receiver back, hopefully, this game. Their tight end just had an explosion game. Their running back is leading the league in rushing touchdowns right now. I think it all pieces together for the Lions to get their second victory today.
Greg, what say you?
This is the fall of Bill Belichick. Detroit Lions, baby.
I know that's what we'd like to think, but we'll see. Fred, what say you?
I don't remember, but if I'm a smart guy, I hope I picked Detroit. So.
No. Well, we know you're not smart because you don't have your pen and paper. You went the Patriots.
Okay, I'll stick with them. It was a toss-up. It was a toss-up. I'll stick with New England.
That's nuts.
Jason, I can't work like this.
I like Detroit today. And by the way, fantasy-wise, TJ Hawkinson, great play today. The Patriots' Achilles heel is the tight end 27th right now in the league versus fantasy tight ends.
Beautiful.
All right, let's go to the Texans versus the Jaguars. The Texans lead this series 27-13. You want to know a real interesting fact? They have won 8 in a row against the Jaguars. Crazy enough. The last year they swept them, obviously 30-16 and 37-21. Jags are favored by 7, and the over/under is 43.5. Justin, what say you?
The tides are changing. The Jaguars look good this year. The Texans look pedestrian this year. Jaguar is going to win this game.
Greg?
I like Trevor Lawrence, man. I'm huge on that kid, and he's looking real good, so I'm going with Jags.
How about Fred?
Freddie.
Another toss-up. But I think I picked Jacksonville because I thought they would come back off that last week's beat.
This is fun. This is fun. This is a fun game now. Like, who did Fred pick? What do you say?
I like the Jaguars to win this game. Couple fun stats is they're pretty even, sack rate, yards per carry, everything like that. And the Houston Texans have the Jags number in the last 8 games, I believe. So still going to take the Jags, though. So Jags -7. Let's ride.
And Fred was correct. He did pit the Jaguars. Congratulations, sir. You actually did it correct. All right, next game. Oh, somebody said Mikey had to get to church. He said, good luck, fellas.
Same.
Love you. Thank you, Mikey. You're going to miss the Church of Fantasy Jesus, though. I will just point that out. All right, now we got Chargers at Browns. Chargers lead the series 18-9-1. The last year, it was last year. 47-42 the Chargers won, but they've won 3 in a row. The Chargers are favored by 2.5. And the over/under is 47.5. Greg, who you got?
Let me see. Let me do it, Fred. No, I got the Chargers. I like Justin Herbert. I like Mike Williams. I think this is going to be too much for Cleveland.
Yeah, I agree. Fred, who you got?
Oh, my God. Hopefully I picked the Chargers. I'm going to go with the Chargers. That's the one that made sense.
On the next, who did Fred pick? Mikey, who do you like?
I love the Chargers this play. Taking the Chargers.
Justin?
Yeah, I got the Chargers too.
It's a clean sweep. We all like the Chargers today. I like their defense as a play this week. I think that's that final get-right game for the Chargers. Although I keep saying that and it never happens. All right, let's go now to the game of the day where America's team goes to New York. Cannot wait for this. Dolphins lead the series, of course, 57, 55, and 1. We have won 4 in a row. That's why I said I'm ready for today. 31 to 24 last year, and 24 to 17. All Miami, baby. Gotta love it. Right now, the Dolphins were favored by 3, and the over-under is 46. Fred, who you like?
Yes! Let's go Jets. Yo, today's such a great day. I get to watch meaningful football after the 5th game. The 5th game. But listen, Miami's hurt. I think we're pretty good. We're in New York. Let's go Jets.
You're not pretty good. Mikey,
We're all good.
My good friend Frank the Tank is going to the game, so I have to go Dolphins -3 because if they don't win, I think he might just have a heart attack or something. So they need to win.
I might have to see that if that does happen. Justin, what say you?
Well, if Frank the Tank's going to the game, then I'm for sure going with the J-E-T.
Oh, come on. That's evil. It's an evil thing to say.
No, I had the Jets beforehand, but that's kind of funny.
Greg, who do you like today?
Are you serious? What do you think?
Well, yeah,
the Dolphins are hurting. There's no Tua. Waddle has a groin injury. Tyreek Hill is dealing with a hamstring. We don't care about Mostert. We don't care about Edmonds. It's all about Sauce Gardner, Zach Wilson, and Breece Hall, baby. Jets.
You don't care about Mozart. You gonna learn today. That's all I got to say. But that makes me on the panel at least the lone wolf this week.
Oh wow!
Going with America's team. There is no doubt we pulled this off today. As Mikey said, Vegas don't give away free winners, baby. It's
True.
Miami gets that W today. Better damn believe it. All right, let's go on to the Steelers at the Bills. Steelers lead this series 17-11. The last time they played was it was 21 last year. Steelers won 23-16. Bills are favored by 14 in this matchup, and the over-under is 46.5. Mikey, what say you?
Everything tells you to take the Steelers plus 14. To give up 14 points is kind of disgusting. All the sharp bettors are going to go ahead and take Steelers plus 14. Not this guy. I'm taking Bills -14. I love the play. I don't see how Kenny Pickett's going to go in there and stop anybody and make any plays. I don't think Najee Harris is going to get it going. I don't know what they're going to do on the offensive side to get it going. You can't put Trubisky back in, and it's just going to be shitty. So I'm going with Bills -14. Kill him.
Just gonna be shitty. I gotta love the analysis. Google me, baby. By the way, does agree. Thinks the Jets gonna win, or he or she. Sorry, and Dolphins too banged up. And it's Exxon, if I'm saying that correctly, has a question. We'll go to Greg for this one. Would you put in Dameon Pierce over Kamara, and that's full PPR?
I'm going with Kamara. I'm like Freddie said earlier. Who does New Orleans have right now? Olave, Landry's banged up. No Thomas. I'm gonna go with Kamara over Pierce.
Yeah. Can I add to that really quick? Yeah, Kamara against the Seahawks. He loves playing against them. The last 2 games, rushing yards 51 and 69, receiving yards 10 receptions, 9 receptions the last 2 games. So 19 receptions total, 128 yards the last game receiving yards, and then 92 receiving yards the other game. So he loves playing against the Seahawks. Go ahead and play Kamara.
And you should see some dump offs today for sure with Andy
100%.
Dalton. 100%. Justin, what say you on Pitt at Buffalo? Who you like?
Oh, man. I was about to ask Mikey. I'm glad you went there first. I was about to ask Mikey, how do you pass that 14 up?
Can't.
But I'll tell you how you pass it up, because you're playing the Buffalo goddamn Bills. That's how you pass up. One of the best defenses in the game, and probably the best overall offense in the game. You know, Pittsburgh's going to be playing from behind the entire game. If Kenny Pickett showed us one thing last week, he's more Brett Favre than anything else, and that's great. But guess what? That's not going to do you very good against a good secondary. So I think this week is going to be easy. The Buffalo Bills run over the Pittsburgh Steelers by halftime.
Greg, what say you?
This is going to be ugly. It's going to get ugly real quick. Buffalo all day, baby.
And Fred?
Yeah, I know I picked Buffalo. I absolutely picked Buffalo.
He is correct. Clean sweep across the board. Buffalo Bills. This should be easy money today. Yo mama Smooth Balls says Josh Allen and Diggs is fixing to eat for sure.
Yeah, eat big.
We appreciate
You
you.
bet
The
your mama
question as
smooth
well.
balls.
We and I'm glad you were right on line thinking for sure. All right, let's go on to the next matchup. The Seahawks at the Saints. Saints lead the series 9-8. They played last year. Saints won 13-10. Seahawks are favored by 5.5, and the over/under is 46.5. Justin, what say you?
Well, the double doink fucked them last week. I'm going to go with the Saints this week, though. They need to get right to stay in this division. And, they have the roster to be able to be a competitor and possible playoff team. And they're just not playing up to that level right now. So this is a must-win for them, a get-right game for them against Seattle. I think that they take it today.
Greg, how about you, sir?
I think it's going to be a gritty game from the Saints, and I think the Saints are going to pull it out. I think that defense is finally going to step up and do what the Cowboys are doing. They're going to let the defense, dictate the game. So I got the Saints today.
All right, Fred, how about you?
Yeah, I got to pick the Saints. I thought they were going to do really well this year. I know they started off slow, but they got to win this game, man. This is embarrassing now.
You sure, Freddie? You sure you picked the Saints?
Mikey, you got anything different?
No, I'm taking the Jets. I hate Geno Smith. I don't know who he thinks he is.
The Jets. All right, Titans at the Commanders. Again, Titans lead the series 7-6. Last time they played was 2018. The Titans won 25-16. The Titans are favored by 1.5. This is going to be a close one. Over under is 43. Greg, what say you?
They only favored by 1.5.
1.5.
Wow, Commanders' offense is ranked like 29th. It's terrible. I'm gonna go with the Titans. I got Derrick Henry showed who he was last week. He's pulling it through. I think Tannehill's finally making that connection with Robert Woods. So I'm going with the Titans.
Yeah, I think Robert Woods big play today for sure. Fred, what say you?
Yeah, I'm picking the Titans. I think they're going to be on the upswing now. It's their division to take. Colts don't look good. Start right now.
Mm-hmm.
Mikey, who you like?
I'm taking the Titans. I love the Titans display.
Wow. All right. Taking the Titans in this one. Fred. Justin, are you there? Who you like for Tennessee at Washington?
Sorry, I had to see my camera was frozen, so I restarted everything.
Oh,
you know what? Tennessee, I'm going with it. My Commanders, I have been eating an L all year on them, so I'm just going to eat this one too. The Titans, I think it's at this point, Ryan Tannehill is a better quarterback than Carson Wentz, and that's really saying something.
NFC East winning Commanders.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you got to take shots every once in a while. But, Titans are going to win this. They're the rolling team right now. Washington is rolling backwards, and they're probably going to be sitting in the pothole that is the NFC East bottom tier after this game.
Well, we all like Titans except Nick. He actually went with the Commanders. All the smacky about Carson Wentz. He's going to go with the Commanders.
Is he really a Philly guy then? Is he really a Philly guy?
Can't be a Philly guy if you're doing that.
I might be a little NFC East fan, apparently. All right, so we got the 49ers at Carolina. Justin's there to represent TSS today. Panthers lead the series 13-9. Last time they played was 2019. The 49ers won 51-13. The Niners are favored by 6.5. The over-under is 39.5. Greg, who you like?
Niner Nation, baby. That defense is too tough. I don't like CMC against this stout 49er defense. I think Jimmy G going to pass a couple of touchdowns to Debo and Brandon Ayuk. So I'm like the Niners.
No Homo Romo chimed in. Someone needs to Nancy Kerrigan Carson Wentz. Jeez,
Jesus Christ.
A little morbid on Sunday.
They're so right.
Fred,
So true.
What say you, my friend? Who you like?
Oh, man.
Who did you pick?
I don't remember. What game we on?
Oh, my God.
Carolina and the Niners.
Well, listen. I know which one I picked. I know it's the Niners because my buddy Justin has been picking the Jets lately, so I'm picking the damn Niners, showing them back some love. Let's go.
No, I'm glad that's how you're making your picks. Mikey, what say you?
Yeah, I'm going with the Niners too. Baker Mayfield stinks, and 49ers have the number one sack. I think they're sack leaders in the NFL right now. So, shout out Justin. Doing that.
Justin at the game, fired up. Or is there any way you picked the Panthers today?
Yeah, no way, shape, or form. I don't even pick the Panthers when they're not playing the Panthers, so why would I pick them now? But Nick Bosa is about to show out 4 sacks today, calling it on TSS.
All right.
Yeah, we definitely all like the Niners today for sure. Let's go to the Dallas at Rams 4:00 fun matchup. The series in it is tied actually 18-18. So whoever wins today will take over the series. Last time we played was in 2020. The Rams won 20-17. The Rams are favored by 5.5, and the over/under is 43. Fred, who you like?
Let me think about this, man.
Oh,
Well, while you're thinking about it, there's a question brought in by George picking my nose. He wants to know, do I even start Kittle? What do you say, Justin, the Niner Insider?
Oh man, I mean, where you had to draft him, you have to start him. The problem is they just lost their second tackle. They lost their swing tackle, Colton McKivitz. Last week he ran the least amount of routes that he's run all season long. He's there to block. Jalen Moore is very unreliable. He's the third left tackle out there right now. I wouldn't, but I mean, I feel your pain because you have to usually start the guys that you draft really high like that.
Yeah, I guess the question would be who you're starting in place of would be the real question.
Yeah, true.
Greg, what say you? Where I forgot where we
Rams.
Thank you. Dallas at the Rams. What do you like?
I think this is the week Cowboys come back down to earth. The Rams is going to get it right. Hopefully Stafford doesn't just zone in on Cooper Kupp and he spreads the ball around, but I do like the Rams this week.
All right, Fred, you're ready now. Who do you like?
Absolutely, the Rams. I think Dallas it's been a valiant effort. They're playing good, but you can't beat a complete Rams team.
I wish he did. Right now. Mikey, what say you? Who you like?
Cowboys plus 5.5 here. Love Cowboys plus 5.5. So
Justin, who you like today?
Dem boys. Last week, 49ers, 7 sacks. Guess who's second in the sack leaders? That's right, the Cowboys. The Cowboys about to kill that shit.
I like it. What's that, Mikey? What do you got?
It's my boyfriend. No, we them boys. Wiz Khalifa. There we go.
So George picking my nose. He came back in. It's Mo Alley Cox over Kittle is what he'd like to know.
Why don't you just take a break this week? Just take a break.
Yeah.
Don't even play.
Yeah.
Like, wire.
Is that really a question? Like he already played. Like, what are we doing here?
It didn't even dawn on me as I brought it up. That's so funny. All right, let's go on to the Battle of the Birds here in the great 4:00 matchup with the Eagles at the Cardinals. Cardinals lead the series 60-56-5. Last time they played was in 2020. Cardinals won 33-26. Let's go to Mikey on this one. Who do you like?
This screams trap game. Cardinals are wearing their black jerseys. Don't know if you guys know that. All black jerseys, so you know they're going to get up for this game. Don't even care. So shout out the Eagles. Eagles are going to take this game minus 5.5. I'll take the trap any day. I'm a little rat today.
So George picking my nose was chiming in again. He wanted to know about next week. All right, but George, you got
calling on the show next week.
Tune in next week. We're all into this week right now, bro. I can't even think about next week. I got too much info in my brain. Justin, what say you? Well, I guess we don't say much.
Oh no! Here, my camera was frozen, so I'll just say it real quick. So I'm gonna go with the Eagles for sure, and then I'm gonna restart this thing.
Okay, so that's good. Greg, who do you like?
I'm just copying Justin. I'm frozen. No, I'm going Eagles. I think the Eagles defense is too tough. I like Justin Hurst is balling out of his mind and that AJ Brown connection. I like the Eagles, man. Kyler Murray just looks off to me this year. He just looks off.
Yeah, Justin Hurst, and here comes Jalen Herrera back. Fred, what say you? Who you like?
I think I went with the Arizona Cardinals. They were at home, new uniforms. I think this is the game that the Eagles finally take their first loss.
Lone Wolf, the only one going with those birds.
Right.
All right, let's go to the 8:00 game. Bengals at the Ravens. Ravens lead this series 27-25. The Bengals swept them last year 41-21, 41-17. Put up 41 both times. Ravens are favored by 3.5, and the over-under is 48 in this one. Justin, who you like in this one?
As our friend Nick, you got Philander Macaronis would say, I'm going with the bung holes. I think the Bengals at this point, they've got the upper hand as far as the offense wise, and I think that their defense, their secondary is better than the Ravens. So no Bateman. You got to rely solely on Duvernay and Andrews. It's going to be tough sledding. I know Lamar can get it done, but I don't think he gets it done against the Bengals.
Justin, only Nick can pull off those corny jokes. So just OJ, what say you, for who you like?
Oh, me?
Greg. I said OJ.
Greg. Oh, my bad.
Me or Fred?
Greg.
Greg.
Greg OJ.
We've wasted how many seconds on this segment now?
We got bungholes.
Greg or Fred?
I think it's going to be a big Lamar Jackson game. I think he's going to come in pissed off. He wants his money. So I think he's going to go off. I think I'm going with the Ravens this week.
Indeed. Yes, Google me, baby. That's Nick's word for the Bengals with bungholes. All right, who you like for the Jester? Who you like?
Wow, this was a toss-up to me. I really don't remember, but if I'm a great picker like I am, hopefully I picked the Cincinnati Bengals. I was scared about the Ravens, but I think I went with the Bengals.
Did you now? Mikey, who you like?
I'm going to go with the Bengals. This is a trap game. Joe Burrow has the Ravens number. I know a lot of people want Ravens to win, but saw that little freeze, but Joe Burrow is going to go in there. He's going to steal it. The Ravens have a hard time holding games. So
me and Juice,
bro. No, because you don't even know who the hell.
No, but I remember this game was back and forth. I couldn't make a decision.
He says, "If I'm a smart picker, like I think I am, bro, here you go."
Let's go. I'm going with the Ravens.
Thank these. They call me dumbass.
So you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
I'm okay with the Ravens. I'll stick with the Ravens.
I got no choice.
Thank God, yeah, because that's who you picked. That's who you picked. All right, let's go to the Raiders at the Chiefs. Google me, baby said the bungholes comment is corny. Yes, bring that up. Bring that up to Nick. That's Nick. He is Mr. Corny. All right, last game, the Monday Nighter, Raiders at Chiefs. Chiefs lead the series 70-54-2. The Chiefs have won 3 in a row. Last year, 48-2. I don't even know. It looks like I wrote down 91, so I don't know what the other score is. But the other game was 41-14. The Chiefs favored by 5, and the over-under is 51. So a good fantasy outlook, it seems like. Fred, who you like in the matchup?
I know I didn't get this one wrong. I picked the Chiefs. Yeah, I always pick the Chiefs. I think it's going to be a big game. Like you said, this is the fantasy bonanza, like we usually call it. Back and forth. Let's go. You got Carr, Adams, Mahomes, Kelsey. That's a fun game to watch for Monday Night Football.
Indeed. And by the way, Google me, baby, this show is full of corny, just so we're clear. All right, Mikey Bets, who else you like?
I'm taking the Chiefs. Love the Chiefs here. So go ahead and hammer that.
Indeed. Hammer home. Justin, how about you?
Yeah, Google me, baby. This is your dad's favorite fantasy show for sure. Yeah, so just to highlight this, I said that Derek Carr is terrible at Arrowhead. He is 1-7 as a Raider at Arrowhead as the starter. That's pretty freaking terrible. He's only had 1 week that would qualify as a QB 1 week ever. The rest of them are just absolutely garbage weeks against the Chiefs, and that was 2 years ago in 2020. This is not going to be a fantasy bonanza. This is going to be a fantasy blowout. I think the Chiefs are going to win this game pretty easily.
All right, Greg, finish it up. What do you like?
I like the Chiefs, man. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire, man, he's been a sneaky play this year. I think he's he's a top 10 running back in fantasy. So I'm definitely going with Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs, baby.
Yeah, I'm going with the Chiefs as well, but I did mention it earlier. I like Josh Jacobs on Monday night, and he could be a good DFS play for you as well, for he's coming in kind of cheap. So somebody to look out for in your DFS lineups. Speaking of DFS lineups, and it's Sunday, you know what we got to do before we close out? We have to worship. It's Sunday. Let's go see our prayers. It's time for Fantasy Jesus.
I'm here to save your fantasy roster.
Good morning, TSS family, and welcome into the Week 5 Gospel of the Week. At running back, we got the GOAT. That's right, Tom Brady has averaged 32 points against Atlanta Falcons since being a Tampa Bay Buccaneer, and at $6,000, he is a smash start. Dalvin Cook is my running back of the week, and the Chicago Bears have averaged 22 points to opposing running backs in the last 3 games. Look for Dalvin Cook to break 100 yards and a touchdown this week. Chris Godwin last year averaged 23 points against the Atlanta Falcons, and after a 10-target performance last week, look for him to get back on pace for that 23 points this week against the Falcons. TJ Hawkinson. Last week was huge, right? If you pick TJ Hawkinson because of Fantasy Jesus says you are blessed. This week, TJ Hawkinson will bless your lineup once again as he's playing the 4th worst fantasy team against the tight end and the Patriots. Look for TJ Hawkinson with Amon-Ra St. Brown being a game-time decision to be a smash start. Finally, the defense is going to be the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, the Jacksonville Jaguars lead the league in interceptions, and Davis Mills is throwing an interception in every game this year. So you do the math. I think this is going to be a smash start for the Jacksonville Jaguars and their top 5 defense. Back to you, Kmish.
Fantasy Jesus blessing us all. He's even got Justin faded in the back. Justin must be getting ready for Carolina, to say the least.
Hotspot troubles.
All right, before we head out, we had a couple of comments before we go. I can't even know if I'm saying this right, but they would like to know Scary Terry or Curtis Samuel today. Feel like flipping a coin. It's full PPR. So what do you say? Well, Greg, who do you like in this one?
Shoot, damn. You got 2 wide receivers from the same team when you drafted. Man. Flip a coin. I'm going to go with Terry. Terry's the proven talent. I'm going to go with Scary Terry.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like flipping a coin, though, because, like, I'm looking at it like, in full PPR, Curtis Samuel's been that monster to get the target. So, yeah, it's really that is almost like a coin flip. Who you like in that, Fred?
I agree.
Gotta love it.
He's number 1 receiver. I can't go with the number 2. Like,
this is where you come for the great analysis. Justin, while you're here, this is from Calvo. This is what his fantasy season has come to. Andy Dalton today for Rush.
Jeez. Hey, I'm with you there, man. I got one season or one league that's just like this. I'm gonna go with Andy Dalton. Cooper Rush is consistent, but he is not explosive. Andy Dalton all the way. Look for him to tear up the Seattle defense.
And before we go, plugged in with Jay. Actually, he said just go the opposite of what I say. He goes, he wanted to let everyone know, though, his teams are 4-0, 3-1, and 3-1, but his calls have on TSS, not so bueno. No big deal, bro. It's all good. That's why we do these fun things. All right, guys. Well, we appreciate you. Mikey, real quick before we head out, let everyone know where they can follow you at.
All right, you guys can follow me at Real Mikey Bets on Twitter. Just opened 2 new shows now. So we have Mikey Bets Show, Betting Bets Show. We got Allow Me to Be Frank. We got the Bully Ball Show, and then we got TSS Fantasy. So make sure you guys follow me wherever. I'm all around the map. So there you go.
Indeed, you are. Catch up with Mikey. He's going to get you paid. What do you guys say, Fred? Fred got one little thing.
I will see you next week from Green Bay.
Nice. All right. That's exciting. All right. The Green Bay and Jets game.
Fred, what's your problem, man?
He actually wanted to put that as the game of the week next week.
If we win,
get the hell out of here.
Game of the week.
Hope everyone enjoys week 5. Justin, good luck at the game today. Make sure you represent TSS. And we appreciate everyone. And we are out. Watch America's team, by the way. Smoke the Jets.